Hey, good morning, Madison, and good morning, everyone. I hope you have a great start to your Monday so far. I want to give you an update on where we're sitting at here across Dallas. Our temperatures right now are right around 54 degrees in Dallas, 51 into Fort Worth, Denton 49 and 47 in McKinney. A little bit of a urban heat island effect happening this morning, which means we have a lot of concrete here across the Metroplex into Dallas, Fort Worth, so we're a little bit warmer than areas like McKinney and Denton. You can also see the dew point temperatures. We're in the lower to middle 40s as of right now, so it's not feeling too sticky as you head out the door. Absolutely nothing is what we're tracking here on the satellite radar data. As I zoom in out a little bit further, you can actually see what's happening across the entire United States, and notice a good chunk of the plains are completely dry. That's because we have a ridge of high pressure dominating in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Meanwhile, something interesting I do want to note for anybody who's traveling to the Pacific Northwest, we do have an atmospheric river. So it's a big stream of moisture that's moving into the Pacific Northwest and bringing lots of heavy, steady rainfall along the I-5 corridor. And you can see that low pressure system from our water vapor imagery. It's a satellite imagery which basically tells us where some of the moisture is moving in or where some of the drier air is moving into the area. And you can totally see all the orange here across the Lone Star State into New Mexico, as well as the Mississippi Valley. That is dry air due to that ridge of high pressure, and that's going to be the trend over the next several days. Just dry weather will be expected, and in fact, it's going to heat us up as well. We're actually talking about temperatures over the next couple of days. They will be on the incline. Today's actually one of the coolest days of the week, and we're well above average. Temperatures continue to climb around 73 degrees by lunchtime. 77 is your forecast high around that 4 p.m. hour. We could even get to 78 degrees at 3 p.m. here across North Texas. It's going to be a warmer than average days, especially for those of us off towards the west. West of the I-35 corridor could even top out in the low 80s today. Definitely warmer than what we typically see for this time of the year. But rain chances are absolutely at zero continuing over the next 7 days. It'll stay dry through the weekend as well, even though a next big weather maker is on the way. Forecast winds will be a little gusty headed into the day tomorrow, but today just a light breeze out from the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Once again, that ridge of high pressure dominating in the upper levels of the atmosphere will continue to shift off to the east, but I'm tracking two frontal systems that'll swing through moving into the weekend, one Friday and one Saturday. That'll cool us off into Sunday with a high temperature of around 70 degrees. But until we get there, it's going to be a very nice and warmer than average day today. Again, high temperature around 78 degrees and lots of sunshine. Carmen.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk to the weather about the weather. It was so nice to have the sun come up early this morning, and so we're not, driving to work in the dark. But yeah, gorgeous weather too. Can't beat it.
It really is, and it was nice and chilly, Karen, this morning. But as we continue into the upcoming days, the temperatures are going to climb, and in fact, this afternoon, it's going to be a little bit warmer than what we typically see for this time of the year. So you might be wondering, why do I have a curtain behind me? Well, I want to show you when we're expecting our first annual freeze. It's about 19 days away. So November 22nd is when we typically get our first freeze here at DFW. But in my forecast, I'm not sure if it's looking too likely over the next several days, because we're watching for a big ridge of high pressure dominating in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's going to bring us lots of sunshine, warmer than average temperatures. But the good news is I am tracking a cold frontal system that'll swing us back to where we should be for this time of the year as we move into this weekend. By Sunday, we're talking about sunny and 70 once again. Now, currently we are dry, not seeing any cloud cover, not seeing anything happening here across North Texas. It's nice and dry outside, and it's all thanks to this big ridge of high pressure that's dominating in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can tell here by our satellite radar data where the ridge actually is. It's right here over into West Texas, because look at all this. All the cloud cover and moisture is wrapping up and around that ridge. So we're dry not only across North Texas, but the Lone Star State and stretching all the way up into the Great Plains. Meanwhile, there's a low pressure system over across the Pacific Northwest, and that's bringing in an atmospheric river. They're getting lots of heavy rainfall and some higher elevation snowfall for the Cascades. Here, not going to be expecting any precipitation whatsoever. Look at this water vapor imagery showing us all of that orange. What that means is we're getting a lot of dry air just hanging out across the region, and that's going to keep us nice, dry, and sunny as we move into the upcoming days. Today, lots of sunshine expected, temperatures climbing 73 degrees by lunchtime. High temperature for the day, 78 degrees around that 3 to 4 p.m. hour. So gear up for a very pleasant day ahead. Again, sunny and 78. Can't really beat that forecast, but it will be a little bit breezy, especially as we head into the day tomorrow. Winds will kick up from the south, gusting upwards of 20-25 miles per hour into the afternoon and into the evening. And tomorrow is election day, so if you are headed out to the polls around 7 a.m., 54 degrees, but don't forget winds will be a little bit breezy. You might need a windbreaker. As we continue through the rest of the morning into the afternoon, temperatures continue to climb back into the 70s by lunchtime. High temperature for the day around that 3 p.m. hour will be around 78 degrees. So tomorrow, bring that windbreaker or jacket in the morning, but you won't need it by the afternoon if you're headed to the polls. It's all thanks to this big high pressure. It's going to continue to move off to the east over the next several days. And by Friday, a low pressure system will impact us here across North Texas. A very weak frontal system will swing through and, just cool us off by maybe a degree or two. It's our second big weather maker I'm tracking moving into Saturday. That'll push across the region and, we'll bring and usher in a colder air mass. So by Sunday, you'll see temperatures around 70 degrees for your forecast high once again, and lots of sunshine. As for today, again, warmer than average, 78 degrees, plenty of sunshine, and a slight breeze from the south, winds 5 to 15 miles per hour.